Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the root of people pleasing. That's today's topic. And not really from like a surface level, but from where it actually begins. So for some of you that don't know, I am 45 years old. And at my age, I finally realized that my people pleasing that I had a habit of doing in the past was never about being too nice, right? Or just being an unhealthy empath. Well, maybe it is part of that, but it was all about the survival and the things that I've experienced as a child. And for some of you that don't know, people pleasing is not a personality trait. It's a nervous system response that forms when a child learns that love and safety, or even peace, depends on keeping someone else happy. So what people pleasing really is, people pleasing develops when a child grows up in an environment where their emotions feel unpredictable. So when anger, criticism, or blame can appear suddenly, the child adapts, right? And this happens from parent or guardian to child, right? The anger, the criticism, or blame. They learn, well, if I behave better, I'll be safe. Or if I stay agreeable, I won't be attacked, right? Or if I prove I'm good, I'm going to avoid the conflict. So this isn't really a weakness, it's more of a conditioning, almost like a grooming almost, right? For me as a child, from what my childhood experience, this started with my relationship with me and my mom, well, with my mother. And growing up, I felt like I constantly had to prove that I was good. Okay, so before I get into that, I want to say what I just mentioned about if I prove I'm good, I'm going to avoid the conflict. So that is exactly how I felt as a child. Proving that I'm good, or just knowing that I'm a good person. And I've went into adulthood like this. This is why I'm so thankful and grateful to the Most High, to God, that I am able to speak on this. I'm very passionate about this, and I pray that whoever stumbles across my videos will get the message. Okay, so let me keep going. And for those of you that don't know, I do write my notes, or sometimes I'll write them, type them out, and print them out. So if you hear any like movement of paper, that's just me with my notes. Okay, so again, I felt like I had to constantly prove that I was good, and not just behave, but like prove my intentions, right? So it wasn't just about me being like a good girl, quote unquote, because I was a good girl, but really my intentions. So if something small happened, for example, I was often accused of doing it on purpose. Absolutely. My mother would always say, "You did that deliberately, you did." And I'm like, "No, I didn't. I would never." Right? So just, I've mentioned this in another video, but I remember times where I would walk past a penny. Say there's a penny in the crevices of the hallway, right? On the side of the door, or in a crevice. It's something that, you're a kid, you're not looking, right? So if I walk past a penny on the floor, I remember being yelled at and told, "Oh, you saw it, you did it on purpose. I did it intentionally." And I'm like, no, I was just a kid, oblivious, That's kind of like, how sometimes you can be in a place and you might turn around quickly and you might see somebody just staring off into space, but it appears they're looking at you, but really they're not looking at you, they're staring off into oblivion. So that's kind of how children are. They don't always see everything. They don't know, like, okay, they're going to walk past something, because they're oblivious to it. They're in their own mind. And I was just a kid. So moments like that taught me something early, that even existing quietly or just being in oblivion and not really doing anything wrong could be wrong, right? So what that made me, right, That made me think that I needed to stay alert, that I needed to explain myself or over-explain myself, and that I needed to be cautious, right? Or careful, right? Because I didn't want my mother to flip out on me. And not only that, I was an only child. So that made it everything more intense because there's no sibling to take that load off, to buffer, anything, that balance between sibling, and parent relationship. There's nobody else also that can validate my experience unless you were like a close friend. But even that, they didn't live with me to know like, oh, your mom is always saying you did something on purpose, so no one was there really to witness some of these things that were happening. And all the focus, emotion, and projection landed on me. So what did that do? I learned how to monitor. I was always hyper aware of my mother's moods, right? I learned how to anticipate her reaction to certain things. I learned how to adjust myself to keep the peace, or dim myself to keep the peace. And ironically, my mom used to tell me as a kid that I was a people pleaser. And when she would say that, I felt so terrible inside. I literally felt terrible inside because we have to understand that words do not sound the same or have the same meaning to a child as they do to an adult. So imagine being told you're a people pleaser and it coming off as like this weakness from your parent. And you're like, what do you mean I'm a people pleaser? What does that mean? Because I was so nice, I would give things away that maybe I shouldn't have given away, or whatever it is, right? So I didn't understand what it meant, but I knew it didn't feel very kind. It didn't feel encouraging. It didn't feel of love. It felt like there was something wrong with me. And that's how you interpret it as a child. And what hurts the most is that I wasn't trying to people please, right? I was just trying, when it comes to my mother, I was just trying not to get yelled at. I was trying not to be blamed or, screamed at. I was trying to keep myself safe. And then, now that I understand the pattern with friends, I was trying to be liked and loved, right? When I said, because there was a previous video I did before where I said, I would always say yes, yes, yes. And then the times I didn't really want to say yes, I would say, oh, I don't know, we'll see, or I don't know, maybe. And then I would just be ignoring the person when the time came, right? Well, not right, but that was my experience. And as an adult, I understand something I couldn't then. I didn't become a people pleaser on my own. I was conditioned into it. So as an adult, I understand that, hey, I'm not a people pleaser. I'm not this person that's out to please people. That's not how we're set up. That's not how we're born. I was conditioned, right? I'm sure my mother didn't know she created a people pleaser, but she created a people pleaser. She's the one that created it. If you told me at 8 years old I'm a people pleaser, you created the people pleaser, honey, right? So how does this show up in our adulthood? So when a child learns that peace depends on their behavior, that pattern doesn't disappear. It shows up as an adult in ways like over-explaining, something that I still have to break myself out of, over-explaining something, right? Apologizing unnecessarily. That was also me as well. I remember doing some boxing and I'm sparring, and every time I go to hit my trainer, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, if you don't stop saying sorry, you're supposed to do what you're doing. And I knew that, but then it was just like something that is just ingrained. It's a conditioning, right? Or freezing when someone is upset, feeling like you're like frozen, like you can't move. Or feeling responsible for other people's emotions. I used to always feel responsible for my mother's emotions in the past, right? Avoiding conflict at all costs And your nervous system still believes that you are that child trying to not get in trouble. So avoiding conflict. Now, at 17 is when I changed that moment of my life. I didn't avoid conflict anymore. But I can speak up for myself very well now to those that I love or when I feel like there's an injustice. Okay, so moving along, there's a core wound, right? A core wound. And at the core wound of people-pleasing is disbelief. If someone is upset with me, I must be bad. Or I must not be, like I must have did something, or maybe, I don't know. Like you try to justify, or you try to figure out and dig too deep into something that it really doesn't need that much of a thought, right? And that belief, if someone is upset with me, I must be like, I don't want to appear to be a bad person, right? It keeps you abandoning yourself to feel safe. It keeps you being fake with yourself. It keeps you, it's one of those things that just keeps you stunted. And you're not even able to be your true self because you hold what everyone else will think about you before you react to your strength, right? To your no, right? And this is not to knock anyone because, again, I'm on this podium as well. This is all about healing. This is coming from a place of love. So if you are in a space that I'm in where I'm on my own spiritual journey, I'm healing, I'm taking accountability for my own personal actions and looking into what it is I need to do or work on and heal from, right? This is not about blaming my mother or blaming my father or blaming my stepdad or blaming my friend or my ex. This is just about the truth. This is about the facts. And this is about healing. And this comes from an internal space. So you have to open it up and dissect so these things can change. So understand that healing begins with awareness. You don't need to prove you are good anymore, right? So what? If somebody feels like your boundaries mean you're not good, oh well, because people don't mind crossing the boundaries, especially if you have this people pleaser energy that you've adapted from a child. You don't need to earn peace. You don't need to earn peace. You are, it is your right to have peace. You don't need to earn it. You don't need to explain your existence or your opinions, right? Because you're not broken. You were never broken. You were just adapting to your conditions. And before I move on to part 2, there was a video of an old, it was black and white. So I don't know how long ago the video was. I'm assuming they were a Gen Xer or the generation before that. And he said that a certain group of children have this, people-pleasing energy. And I'm just like, a lot of these fathers, especially back then, were very, strict, but they didn't have the emotional availability for their children. So, the children, even the men, some of them, realize my father never said I loved you. He never gave us hugs. He thought that was just weak. And I'm not going to do that with my children, or I'm going to be different than my dad. So anything that you went against your own father, especially if you're a man, and you went against the traditional of, not being able to express your emotions or show your emotions to your male son, you were deemed as a people pleaser or deemed different, right? So that's just if you just didn't do what your parent did, you are deemed different. Okay. So I hope I'm not going too fast. I feel like this video is just flying by. I'm trying to be more mindful of you guys' time as well. So I really want to get to the content, but I don't want to rush it to where you guys miss the message. So if I am going too fast or any of that in this video, feel free to drop a comment or let me know, because that's how you grow. That's how you learn. I'm not opposed to criticism because I'm working on being better. So, the message is clear and you guys understand exactly what I'm saying. Okay, so signs that you are a people pleaser and signs that you are healing. So this is part 2. In this part, I want to share 2 things. The signs you are still people pleasing and the signs you are healing from it. So healing doesn't mean becoming cold or selfish. It just means that you're becoming more honest with yourself. Okay, so here are some signs that you are a people pleaser, okay? And this is going to be about 7 signs. So if you want to write this down, I will slow it down just a little bit. So signs you are a people pleaser. Number 1, you feel anxious when someone is upset. So even if it has nothing to do with you, your body goes into alert mode because you feel the urge to fix or smooth things over because you want peace. And that also tells you that you grew up in some type of trauma, right? Because you feel like you want to, piece out the situation. And again, I don't want to veer off topic, but there's nothing wrong with wanting peace and sometimes even de-escalating a situation. But you ever watch some of those videos on social media, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, wherever it is, and someone is fighting, they need to get that aggression out there fighting. Now, I'm all about peace and less violence, but I do believe that in some situations that an anger energy has to be released. And no, I don't think violence should be the answer, but sometimes you have to squabble, right? There's a reason for self-defense. There's a reason. And then did you ever see a person that will come in between that and try to de-escalate and they end up getting themselves hurt? And what these 2 people need to do, as long as there's no weapons involved, is really just have a square up to, get that aggression out, because at that point, no verbal communication can hold it, no nothing. So they have to do the fight. But then you're yelling in the video saying, "Move out the way before you get hurt. Move out the way. What are you doing? What are you doing?" It's a fair one. Nobody's getting jumped. It's only using hands. There's no weapons, and you're yelling "Hey, get out the way!" And those people end up getting thrown to the ground. They end up getting punched. Something always ends up happening because their people-pleasing energy got in and they want peace so bad that they're intervening on something that really needs to just have a little squabble, right? So that's kind of like that. Number 2, you say yes automatically. If you watch or listen to any of my other videos, you know that I was always saying yes. And you agree before checking in with yourself. Later, you feel drained or resentful. I used to do that sometimes as a youth when we would go to the parties. Some of my friends, I like to hang out with my friends, and we would go to parties at times on the weekend. And sometimes when they would ask, I would be a little bit drained. I knew I didn't want to go because I wanted to stay in the house. But I would be like, no, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go. Or, I don't know, we'll see. Or, okay, I don't know, maybe. And they'll be like, please come on. I'd be like, all right, fine. Just call me later. Call me before you come or something. But I knew I was going to answer that phone because I knew I didn't want to go. And I felt bad doing it, but it felt like that was the only way that I can do it without feeling guilty. But then not realizing how fake that is for my friend, because I'm not trying to be malicious to them. I'm just feeling like I'm a bad friend if I don't say yes or if I don't comply at times. Not with everything, because I am vocal. I'm not saying I say yes to every single thing, but I definitely said yes a lot more than no's ever as a young adult. Number 3, you over-explain yourself. You justify normal behavior. Silence feels unsafe, so you keep talking. Something that I've always done as well, where I'm in the right about something and I'll just keep going on about it because I want you to understand why maybe I cursed you out and you deserved it when everybody knows you deserved it, right? But I'm over here over-explaining myself about something that I was right to defend myself about. Number 4, you feel guilty for having needs. Rest feels like you're taking a nap. It feels selfish. Rest feels selfish. Saying no and just wanting to stay in the house feels selfish, right? Or asking for support. That's another thing that us unhealed empaths do. I did a video on that too. Sometimes you deserve support is the thumbnail. So if you want to listen to that video, go back and watch it. Because us as unhealthy empaths, asking for support always feels like a burden to us. It always feels like a burden. Number 5, you avoid boundaries to keep peace. You avoid boundaries. This was me definitely as a youth. You stay quiet even when something hurts. You choose discomfort over conflict. Now, I'm boundary. Give me boundaries. Or I'll take your boundaries and mine because I respect other people's boundaries. But now I totally respect mine. Number 6, you feel responsible for other people's emotions. If someone is upset, you assume it's your fault. You feel pressure to regulate their feelings, right? So you feel like, oh my God, you have to help this person, or, you feel like, oh, maybe it's not your fault, but maybe you're responsible for something, or, it's just these things that we put in our mind as the unhealthy empath. Not everybody. Now, let me clear this. If you're an unhealthy or unhealed empath, this might not be your issue. You might have the issue I said before, but this might not be. So don't take everything little. Take what you can relate to and leave what you can't. Leave what you don't relate to. And number 7, you measure your worth by approval. So praise brings relief, and disapproval feels like it's destabilizing, right? Praise brings relief. So you doing something really good, and it's equivalent to, when there's a kid and they're trying to show off on something they're doing, they'll just look at you while they're doing it. It's like that. So praise for someone that's a people pleaser brings happiness, brings joy, and disapproval just makes you feel bad. It doesn't make you feel well. Sorry, guys, I'm drinking my tea. Okay, so here are 7 signs that you're healing from people pleasing. Okay, the first one was the signs that you are people pleasing, and the second one is you're healing from people pleasing. Number 1, you pause before responding. You give yourself time before answering, and you check in with your body. So you're not just saying yes, okay, or maybe, I don't know. You're saying a pause, and you can even say something like, well, let me get back to you and I'll let you know. That's the perfect pause to do. I mean, people do it to us all the time, but they're exercising their right to peace, and they're healthy by doing that. Number 2, discomfort no longer feels like an emergency. So you don't panic when someone is upset. You allow discomfort without rushing to fix it. You let the discomfort happen, and not trying to be Captain Save what. You can finish that. Number 3, you set boundaries without over-explaining. You don't justify yourself. This doesn't work for me is enough. Or this is not going to work for me. I'm not going to be able to do that. And you don't feel bad about it because it was true. You don't have this now resentment on these extra feelings in your stomach and on your mind because you done told somebody something that you really didn't want to do. Number 4, you feel guilt, but you don't obey it. Guilt still shows up, but you hold your boundary anyway. So I'm sorry, I'm unable to do that. I feel really bad about it. Or, you don't even have to do that because then again, that's right there is an example of what I do. That's already over-explaining because now you have to say, I feel bad for someone to feel like you're good. And you're dimming yourself and you're saying all this stuff about yourself and lowering your energy because you want to please someone else and you want them to look at you as being good. Number 5, you allow others to be disappointed. You don't rescue or smooth things over. You trust others to handle their own emotions. So if someone says to you, hey, Jackie, you want to go to a concert this weekend and you know that you have other engagements or you plan on staying home or, and this person's like, well, you never come out anymore. And you're like needing to explain why you have other engagements. No. You're going to tell them, no, I'm not going to be able to do that. And if they express their disappointment, you're going to say, I understand you feel that way, but, this engagement this thing that I'm doing was not in my plans for this week. Or, it was short notice and, whatever it is, however close you are to the person. But you allow them to be disappointed. You don't need to take on their disappointment. You let them handle their own emotions. Number 6, you choose honesty over harmony. You speak your truth, even when it feels uncomfortable. You no longer abandon yourself to keep peace, right? You speak your truth. If it doesn't feel good to you, oh well, that's life. Because let me tell you something, someone that is exercising their right to peace, they're not going to feel any way about telling you no or exercising their boundary. I had to put a boundary up. Don't come to my house unannounced. Call me and let me know when you're coming. Let me know. Oh, but it shouldn't matter. Listen, if it's a family emergency or something really drastic and it's an emergency, come to my house. I'm not going to be mad at you if it's an emergency. But if you're coming to my house to hang out, talk, and just relax and infringe on me, you're pushing past a boundary. And I don't care if I'm related to you. I don't care if you're a parent. Because you have a phone. You can let me know that you want to hang out. What happened to making plans? And this is what I require in my age at 40-something years old. You have to call, and I'm going to do the same for you. I'm not going to pop up at your home. Unless, I know there's an emergency and I feel safe going to you with a serious emergency. But if it's not an emergency, why aren't you able to give me a call to let me know that you want to hang out? Why do I have to say, okay, yeah, come in? Boundary breakers just don't sit well with me because we don't have to. We're just doing that because we want to infringe on people. We want to insert. We want to be nosy. We want to break somebody's boundaries. We want to control. So, number 7, your worth comes from within. You don't rely on external validation. Your calm is internal, not negotiated. So you don't need any validation from no man, from no woman, from no parent, from no sister, from no friend. You don't need validation. That's not who you are. You don't need to be validated by anyone. So these are signs, if you're experiencing now that you're taking your power back and not needing to be validated by people, you're exercising your right to peace. So, I hope this video wasn't too long for you guys, but before I close out, I just want to say that when you're in alignment with who you are as a person, when you're in alignment with who you are and taking accountability for yourself, and you're on your journey, these are the things that people are going to despise of you. They're going to say you changed, you're not the same, you're not fun anymore, you're not, and it's all because you are moving out of external validation, external love, and you're internalizing everything now. You value yourself more. Okay? And let me tell you something. It doesn't matter what age you are. People love to throw around, I'm old, I'm set in my way. Change for me, I don't care. God bless me with longevity or every day waking up, God willing. I'm going to always want to change. It doesn't matter how fast or slow that I move at my pace. Changing to me is beneficial. Learning is beneficial. I don't believe that I only can learn from someone older than me. I believe that I can learn from a baby. I believe that I can learn from an animal. I believe that I can learn from anything that is in this world that is living. I believe I can learn from. I believe there's wisdom in anything, in everything. I believe that God can speak through anyone. So why would I sit there and decide, I'm at this age and I don't want to discover being a people pleaser. Well, I don't want to be a people pleaser. So I'm going to discover what I need to do to make myself better for me and my children. It's not about being perfect. It's about identifying things that are not healthy for yourself and moving towards happiness and peace internally and not taking the victim route. Okay, guys, so Healing from people pleasing, just remember, is not linear. You won't stop feeling guilty overnight. You'll feel it and choose yourself anyway. Just remember, you will feel it. You will feel the guilt. You will feel the need to over-explain. But in the midst of you feeling that, you're going to choose yourself anyway. If you see yourself in the people-pleasing signs, there's nothing wrong with you either. And if you see yourself in the healing signs, be proud of yourself. Okay? If you see yourself in the people-pleasing signs still, this is just a reminder that it's time for you to do some work. That's it. It doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're a pushover. It doesn't mean you're weak. It just means that you were conditioned, and now it's time to heal and change and learn something new so you can finally have peace in your life. You're unlearning the survival tactics, the toxic ways that you've adapted. And you're building a safe cocoon around who you are, around your heart. And also remember that you're allowed to take your time, and this is not something that needs to be rushed. Healing is never going to be rushed. And the more trauma that you've experienced, let me tell you how long it will take for you to heal that trauma. Probably your entire lifetime, depending on how severe that trauma was. And it doesn't mean you're going to be in despair for your entire life. It just means that you're going to continue to learn new ways, continue to set boundaries, continue to keep your connection going good and strong with the Most High, continue to read and learn new things, watch new things. You know how much information is available online, on YouTube, on social media, on many different places that help you, or hiring a professional. There's so many ways, but it's not about the time frame. It's not a speedy thing like, oh, well, I thought you would have been healed already. Listen, healing, the longer, like I said, the longer you've been traumatized, the longer it takes to heal. And when you've been traumatized, you may always have to do practices to continue your healing, to continue. God is a miracle worker. You will be healed, but you always have to continue to heal. Meaning you have to continue to make sure you are aware of who you surround yourself with. That you are creating boundaries, that you're not just, I'm not saying just be a hard ass, but you're centering yourself now. You're not in need of these friendships or falsified relationships. You're not in need. It doesn't tickle your fancy, so to speak. You're taking accountability. You're walking with your purpose. You're not afraid to say no. So, sorry for the long pause, guys, and see that sorry again. This is what I'm doing. I'm gonna unsorry that, because you guys probably will say there was no need to say sorry. I'm doing my content. I'm doing this. I'm doing, speaking something that I'm passionate about. And I don't need to apologize about a pause. I mean, that's normal. But you get what I'm saying? Like, it can go from the small things to the big things. So just pay attention to yourself. Start, becoming more aware of who you are and how you operate in your daily life. If you identify with this video, if you feel like you need to get rid of some of these people-pleasing ways about yourself, then, start paying attention to yourself and be open to accountability to change. Open yourself to change. Don't stay stuck or harden your heart. Don't harden your heart. And until next time, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. And until next time, my loves, Make sure you please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you like this video, hit the like button. Drop a comment if you want to give some tips about people pleasing, or if you want to expose yourself and say, hey, you know, I've had these people pleasing ways and I am in the midst of changing them, or this is what I did to change, right? Or if you feel like this video will help a family or friend out, share it. This is all about healing. This is not about perfection. This is not about how many big words I use or how many small words I use or whatever. This is all about healing of the heart, healing of the mind, healing of the soul. So until next time, my loves, have a wonderful, wonderful day or night whenever this video reaches you. Ciao.